So sit-ups and crunches, there might be more debate than you think. When you see pre and postnatal training, those are generally just off the list. No, don't do this. But interestingly enough, the most recent statement from the ACOG has actually cited that crunches, abdominal crunches, help to rehab the diastasis, which I found very interesting. So what are we talking about here? Why we normally get rid of them is because when we're doing this spinal flexion, look how much pressure we're kind of generating in this frontward area. As we flex the spine, we're kind of compressing everything that's already really compressed in our abdomen, and we're forcing a lot of pressure forward. This is going to really put stress on the linea alba, on the front of our belly, and that's going to probably, predispose to some sort of separation or diastasis. And then again, after pregnancy, when we're doing it too quickly, we're returning when we haven't really healed and given that tissue time to restore itself, it's the same thing. We're putting a lot of pressure on a weak area and not giving it sort of the time to heal and the proper stress for it to be able to strengthen without the extra sort of pulling on it. Crunches are interesting though, because often when we perform a crunch, we're not really flexing the spine through this area. We're just lifting gently up top here with our shoulders. And what my take on this is, if you're using a really good breathing pattern, you're using the transverse abdominis to hug that belly in while we crunch, and you're not noticing any coning or ridging, this actually can be a very helpful exercise because the rectus abdominis, which are your six-pack muscles, we use them all the time. We use them every time we lean forward, we get up out of a chair, we get up out of bed. Anytime we're pulling ourselves forward, we're using the rectus abdominis. So it doesn't really make sense to completely ignore a very important muscle group, especially in an area that's experiencing so much change. So crunches, keep those in mind. Those are something that we're going to work back into, especially postpartum. While you're pregnant, they definitely don't need to be a part of your regimen because most women will see the coning and ridging even with a little crunch. But postpartum, keep an open mind because that's a motion we do all the time. It's an important one to learn to train back into, a pattern to train back into effectively. So crunches, they might not be all bad.